I don't like how I look on this podcast. I think I look better at this profile.
Okay.
I think I'm going to talk to you like this from now on.
Should we switch seats?
No. Because it doesn't work for you. We're so incompatible. That's the issue.
Oh.
And secondly, what I don't like is sitting down because I feel like everything gets bunched up, and I'm big enough as it is.
Yeah.
So I miss recording in New York because we used to sit on those high chairs. I prefer a high chair. I think they call them lazy boy chairs.
Yeah.
I prefer high stools because
Okay.
then you sit more upright. But you've got naturally better posture than I have.
Oh,
Not
do you
naturally,
think?
but you've worked on it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
At the gym,
Thank
whereas
you.
like I slouch a little bit.
Just open up and be confident.
Confidence?
Yeah, do
Confidence?
it with confidence.
With confidence?
Do it with confidence. You got to be confident.
Yeah.
You know,
Everybody here.
People will hate you if you're confident, though.
Yeah, 100%.
They will come for you.
Do you know, I'm in love with this lip balm. Kimchi lot sent me it. And I think it's slightly tinted. But honestly, like, it works really well in the sun.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Everybody needs to know that Kimchi sent you lip balm.
Yeah, they're great.
Oh.
No, but they're the best lip balms I've ever had. I don't know if I don't even care if I'm using them properly. I just use them every day. Like I don't use it as part
I know you too.
I don't use it as part of makeup or anything.
Do you feel like a girl?
They smell really nice, and they keep my lips really hydrated because I tend to have really dry lips. And in the summer, I always get that harsh line around my.
And now you live in the
lips.
sun.
And now I live in the sun, so like I'm completely screwed. But this works really well on my lips.
I'm very happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm extremely happy for you.
Anyway, hi.
Hello, hi. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm slightly ran through. I feel like I'm going to
Bless
be
you.
quieter this episode.
Why?
And you can talk more because the last episode that we filmed, which was 2 weeks ago, I spoke a lot more. And now I'm like, because I fast during the day. So like now I'm getting to that point. And I've been to the gym today. So my body's kind of like.
Oh, God, these rare occasions.
Wow.
Right. I went to the gym today.
I work incredibly hard. I wish I could go more often.
Me,
Yeah.
me, myself, and I went to the gym today.
Yeah,
everybody's gonna
and
know.
I took all three of us.
And
Me, myself, and I.
and
How are
everyone's gonna
you?
know. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about stuff.
Oh, on a podcast? You want
Yeah.
to talk on a podcast?
Because,
Wow.
like, okay, we've had this discussion before, and I really hate it.
Before we get into that discussion, can I just say how shit our lighting is?
Oh, yeah.
The lighting in this podcast is the worst we have ever had, including the time where we used to be audio only. The lighting is better. We need help, advice, and love and support because we have tried and we don't know what we're doing. I think we should get in touch with John Mark. You know, Kelly Mantle's John Mark.
Yeah.
I think because he is the queen of podcasts.
Yeah.
And I think he knows.
Yeah.
I did a podcast the other day and they had a load of cameras. They had incredible setup. And he was like, yeah, I got it all for free because I worked for this podcast company that went bust.
Watching.
Podcast company that went bust. So if anybody wants to help us,
Yes, podcast equipment, please.
we are two ethnic minorities, immigrants,
Gay.
not refugees, but
Gay.
we're gay, drag queen,
I'll be non-binary if it counts.
queer, queer, two spirits,
Everything. All letters of the alphabet. Please help us with better podcast equipment.
and we're straight.
Yes, and bi.
And we want to do a podcast about fishing.
Yes.
So if you want to support that, and we hate everyone.
Grant us with more,
Give us
better
everything.
podcast equipment, please.
Yeah, we're willing to do what it takes.
Literally,
We
I'm
need
every letter of the alphabet right now. I'm A, B, C, D, E, F, G, honey.
and I'm opposite of all
You're
of them.
element of P.
I want to do a podcast about the Bible.
Yes, you're heterosexual.
Yeah, I'm straight. I need to do this for my daughter's education.
Yes.
And you should invest because she's hot and you might be able to marry her.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, do help us out.
Yeah, please.
Help us out, divas. But yeah, anyway, I was talking about this the other day.
Yes.
Do you know what I hate? The term, like I hate the, oh my God, what did we call that term? Because we got called it. Do you know the term Oreo? But what did we get called?
Coconut.
Yeah, I hate the term coconut or Oreo.
Why?
I hate coconut.
Is it because it resonates with you?
Well, no. Fuck
Is it because
off.
it's a little bit true?
No, because
You always try to be white, don't
Listen.
you? With your little crop tops and your rock music and your tattoos. Look at me. Meanwhile, I look like somebody's dad. I look like a proper Indian dad. I try to be fashionable so often and I just end up looking like an Indian
I'm not
dad.
fashionable.
And Indian dads are not fashionable.
I'm not fashionable. I just wear what I want to wear.
Yeah. You have style because I dress you up.
Yeah.
Every morning.
Yeah.
Every
like a
morning.
little doll.
I change your diaper. And I put you in clothes and set you off to the gym.
Off you go. Boop.
Yeah.
Very that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't like the term I don't like the term coconut.
Yeah.
And I've been called coconut all my life. You know, you're brown on the outside, but you're white on the inside. Because like, okay, so now you're telling me, you're perpetuating stereotypes, first of all. But you're telling
I
me,
didn't even think of that as a coconut. I thought it was you're brown on the inside, but you act white on the outside. But that's not coconut. Coconut is you're secretly white. But
Yeah,
you pretend,
you're brown.
But you pretend to be brown. Wow, mind blown. I did not know that.
now do you get why I don't like it?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
That's so
you actually
offensive. Oh my God. I should stop calling you it. I should stop calling you it.
Not the day you discover what coconut actually meant. The other day you were sat there like, I've been called it too, but like not offended.
Yeah, I need to be offended this way because I'm a profile. Wow.
So yeah, I don't like being called a coconut.
Wow.
Because there's not one way of being brown. Do you know what I found? Like, you know, through all the eras of where I've lived, I made brown friends, and then, you know, they disappear. When I've tried to, especially in New York, when I've tried to make brown friends, I've made some, but it's so hard to get in touch with some of them. It's like, okay, you want me to be like a bindi wearing, mehndi wearing, 24/7 going ding a ding a ding a ding,
Yeah.
for you to accept me as a brown person, because in your eyes there's only one way of being brown, and that is you go to the club, you listen to Bollywood, you speak the language, and that is it.
Yeah.
I don't speak the language, I listen to some Bollywood, but I like my pop girlies and I like my rock music. Period. There's nothing wrong with that. And everything about being brown is centered around that. And that's so difficult for us brown girlies that like other things. So then you get called a coconut, or you get excluded from the community, or people don't want to know you. And it's like, you're telling me there's only one way of being brown. Actually, you're making it worse for everyone. You're making it worse for how we're being perceived all the time as well. There's not one way of being brown. Do you know what it is? Be yourself. I am South Asian, I am Pakistani, I am brown. That's not going to change.
You're British
Yeah,
as
I'm
well.
British as well. All those things are not going to change because of my personality and my likes and dislikes. That's so fucking stupid, futile, and dumb. It's so stupid. I've had it before where, like, you know, we've been backstage before. I'm like, yeah, I only speak English. And you continue to speak another language to me, and then you're laughing and giggling. And that's obviously going to make me feel like you're saying something about me, and I do understand bits. You're saying something about me, and you're laughing and giggling. I had this little fucking rat face. I don't fucking know who he is. He's not a rat face, but I can't stand him.
Wow, why are you talking about our drag queen friend Lal like that?
No, I'm not talking about Lal. I live for Lal, you little bitch.
I
You little fucking bitch.
I messaged her the other day, and she was I tagged her or something, and she was like, "Oh my God," I was like, "What have I done wrong now?" And I'm like, "Go, go."
Oh my God, do you know what? Right, I realised today Lal's content proper goes like viral in
Yeah,
places,
yeah,
doesn't
she
it?
does.
Shout out to Love Buddy, you're a real one.
We love her.
We love you.
Yeah.
I live for you. I actually live for you.
Yeah.
But like, coming back to the topic, yeah, we're backstage at somewhere, and I'm like, I don't speak the language, so you continue to speak another language to me that I don't speak because I'm brown, so I should speak it. And then he's getting all like in my, like, you know, getting all like buffed up,
Squaring on.
like, and being like this, and I'm like, first of all, I work on my body, that's a fact, but like, I don't do it for like to be in a situation where like I look better than you and this is a thing. I do it for me, whatever, bitch. But also like, girl, really? Are we really doing this? And you're really being insecure, and you're really doing all this, and then you're doing all that. But like, and then you're like, I'm gonna go topless and run around, and I don't give a shit. You go do you. I'm okay being over here. You be over there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't give a shit. You're doing it for me.
I think it's because I think.
Sorry, I'm ranting now this time.
No, it's good. Yeah, we never have conversations. We just have one rant, and then another one rants, and then the other one rants. We're literally one of the worst podcasts. I don't even know why anyone listens. There are 4 people listening. I see. The thing is, South Asians are generally speaking a collective. We just are. We see the brown, and we're just like, oh hey, oh we're all in this together, kind of thing. However, having said that, there are people who like they see you and then they actively don't want to see you because you're South Asian, and they're South Asian themselves. Because it's like, oh my God, if we hang out, then everyone will find out that we're brown. But if I hang out on my own, then everybody will think I'm white. I'm like, no, Diva, it doesn't work like that. However, I think you know what I mean. I think the issue with us is that like we fall through the cracks of intersectionality, because I mean I am very much immersed in the South Asian culture, and not necessarily on a day-to-day basis, but like, you know, I understand the languages, I understand the context behind a lot of the culture, I understand a lot of the history. But that's just because I wanted to, and
I don't.
and I like it. However, having said that, I am also a massive contradiction because, you know, I'm British born and I've always embraced my Western side. And that is something that is not necessarily encouraged, or at least it wasn't back in the day. Do you know what I mean? So then we always had to be this collective. It was, you know, the South Asian people in the Western world, and that mentality continues to prevail, whereas you and I are like, okay, well, what does it mean to be a British South Asian? I think we've never shied away from exploring that side. I think you and I have been as comfortable going to an Asian restaurant or a South Asian restaurant as we are going to a British pub. And, you know, some of our earlier dates were always in British pubs.
That's true.
And, you know, I don't knock pub culture.
We love pub culture.
But we love our Sunday roast.
Oh my God, give me it. Hard, fast and nasty.
You know, so like... but we've never done it to kind of prove a point either. We've not been like, oh my God, look how English we are.
Let's take up space over here.
Yeah, and we've not done that either. We've just existed, and
Yes.
that's attributed to our success in living as a gay South Asian couple, is that we've not tried to swing one way or the other. And I think that's what infuriates people. On one side, people say, oh, you're never going to be white, you're never going to be English. And the other side says, oh, you're a coconut, they're never going to accept you. Reality is, neither of you are, and we ain't doing it for either one of you. We ain't doing it. Which is why I fucking love America, is because, like, I think a lot of the immigrants and the people have, you know, somebody said in the comment section on TikTok, they said America is a country that accepts you when nobody else accepts you. And I think that does ring true for a lot of people. Like, you know, if you speak to some of the Iranians that are here, they don't agree with the Iranian regimes. They have reluctantly had to leave their homes, but and their livelihoods, but they love the fact that America is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know exactly.
And I think it's a very like spiritual kind of thing that has landed us here. Who knows what will happen tomorrow? But right now, I think it kind of aligns with that, is because we're not quite coconuts, we're not quite English white people. We just are British South Asians living life and playing with all the colours in the crayon box.
No, I agree with you. And I think people have an expectation of how you should be. And they're like, you should not be the one representing because you don't speak the language. Or you shouldn't do it because, I don't know, you like hardcore metal music or something. I've had that, and it's like, this is so futile.
Oh yeah,
this is
are you allowed to wear a Santa Claus outfit?
Oh my god. Oh, that comes from the other side as well. It's like, I've been on a night out in the UK over Christmas, dressed up as in like a slutty Santa outfit, and people question if I should be doing that. Should you be wearing that? Is that against something? I'm like, bitch, I'm out here getting pissed too. I'm out here with you.
I'd be like, girl, you shouldn't, because you would look like actual Santa Claus, and that is not a good look.
Look good.
Yeah. It's not a good look. That's the reason why we only let Santa Claus do it one day a year.
But it's true. And I don't know, like that whole coconut conversation needs to fucking die. It needs to die a death now, because there's just not certain ways to be a certain race or a certain way.
Yeah.
They're just not. And also, like, racism exists, but my race will never hold me back from where I want to go and what I want to achieve, and it will never be a hindrance to me. And there was a period of time where, like, and I'm sure we've talked about this, there's a period of time where, like, I didn't even realize what was going on maybe around me. I was just hell-bent on my success and, like, getting promotions in my job and moving forward in my career and life. I wasn't even thinking about the colour of my skin.
You're just blissfully unaware.
Honestly, blissfully unaware, and ignorance is bliss. And maybe, yes, if I talk to my younger self, like, you should have known better. Like, these what were doing this to you, and that was happening to you, that was happening to you. However, I was moving forward. I was getting a promotion. I was learning, and I was pushing myself. Sometimes reluctantly, when it was like, we need to give this to him, but like, oh, it's a risk. It's not a risk. It's you know, it's rocket science. I'm the right person for this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, moving forward in life, I will not let it hold me back. I will still call out racism because it exists, right? And it's real. It's a real thing. And what racism does for us, it's like a bump in the road. It's like we're on this car journey to our destination, our goals, and there are always gonna be things in the way, right? And then racism is like, oh, let's chuck something in the way, let's chuck something in the way. So you're just chucking more shit at us, which will slow us down, but we're not gonna stop. So
Yeah.
we might reach our destination a little later, or our start point might have been further back.
Sometimes
doesn't
I feel
matter.
like it makes your destination inevitable.
Right? Right?
Yeah. It's
Right,
like
it's like, it's gonna
It's like,
happen.
well, you're not South Asian enough, so get out of here. Okay, so I'm not gonna be over there. Or you're not gonna be white enough, so get out of the UK. You're not British, so then you're gonna end up in LA where it's sunny all the time.
Period.
Do you know what I mean?
That's
it's
wild.
very that, because like in America you have like, you know, I'm not going to say everything's perfectly fine, because especially, you know,
not get into that.
nowhere is fine, but you know, and you know, it's not like you have people mixing in all the time. Although in LA there is so many different cultures, but you know, sometimes you have pockets of cultures and representation, you know, representative of little areas, Little Italy and Koreatown and Chinatown and everything. But you do have that freedom of expression, and you are able to carve yourself out a new identity, which I think is very important, especially when you fall at the cracks of intersectionality. I think that's really, really important. So for people like us, you know, many people who will interact with us and they will have never met a South Asian gay couple, but it's not a thing for them, or it's not a surprise to them, because their best friend's Armenian, and their, you know, favorite bodega is owned by a Chinese person, and you know, their boyfriend is black. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's a different thing. So yeah, the whole coconut Oreo thing, it has to go. I agree with you, because South Asians, we're not a monolith. And
That part as well, we're not a monolith.
we're not a monolith, and we don't need to be a monolith. And I think sometimes people hold on to identity for far too long for fear of losing it. And it's like, in actual fact, when you go back to the motherland, that person doesn't exist. You're just holding on to something that is not. And you know, it can be sad. Like, you know, there's a lot of things about South Asian culture that has changed in my lifetime, and I do miss it. And you know, it's one of the reasons why my drag is so ethnic, because you know, it is a specific point of view in the 60s, but a lot of the people who remember the 60s are no longer with us. That's just the fact. People say, oh my god, this reminded me of my grandma, and because I'm a comedian, I'm like, great. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, that's exactly what I'm going for. But the truth is, you know, so many of those people, those values, those belief systems, those musicians, those artists, they no longer exist. That doesn't exist. So it only makes sense to embrace the new world. It keeps you young, it keeps you relevant, it keeps you active. You don't get left behind. So embrace the Oreo, embrace the cookie, embrace the coconut, because that's just that's the reality. There is, you know, even when you look at culture, like historically speaking, like, you know, this came from the Iranians, this came from the Persians, this came from the Turkish, you know, the Mughals came from here, and in the UK this came from the Vikings, and this came from the Romans. Culture has always shifted. It's always ebbed and flowed and been influenced, and so much of it is due to climate, it's due to conditions, it can be due to economics, and it can be due to invasions. So, you know, what are you holding on to is an identity that is constantly changing, and for better or for worse, oftentimes no longer exists. True. And on that note, thank you so much. I'm kidding. Yeah.
No, that was my point I really wanted to get across. Like, kill the coconut.
Kill the
coconut.
Crumble the Oreo.
Crumble the Oreo and kill the coconut. Let us be. We're not a monolith. We can be ourselves. I think I guess in a way, probably the most radical thing you can be in this world is being yourself, right?
Oh, come on, Madonna.
You know, but it probably is. You know, shut the
being
fuck
around.
up. Shut the fuck up.
Everybody here is a work of art. Oh.
Shut the fuck up, right? No, it is. One of the most radical things is being yourself.
Yeah.
And being authentically true to who you are, your likes, your dislikes, who you are as a person, how you want to maneuver in this world, and sticking by that is so radical now.
Yeah.
It's so radical because people think constantly about, like, you know, how do I want to be perceived? How do I want the world to perceive me? Bitch, like I said last time, you're on a floating rock. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
We're all dying. Stop giving a fuck about how you're perceived.
Yeah, but do you know how I said Gen Zs are really angry?
Yeah, they are.
Aren't we miserable right now?
No, right.
Oh, are we critical? Are we doing social commentary?
We're doing social commentary. We're
my God.
We're the critical divas.
The critical
no,
divas.
Listen, Gen Z v Millennial. I'm so. Oh my God! Don't even get me going. I'm so in. I am so in with Gen Z versus millennial content because Gen Z are like, oh, millennials are just so soft and they're so whatever because they just want to chill and have their coffee. I'm like, girl, when we were your age, we were at the pre-drinks, the pre-drinks, the pre-drinks, shot after shot after shot, after Jägermeister, after, vodka, after so many Jello shots, going to the club, going to the bar, going to the next club, coming home, having 2 hours sleep, waking up, going to work and doing it all again. Whereas you have an event once every 6 months, we were hitting the club every 4 or 5 times a week. We are ran the fuck through from keeping the alcohol and club economy alive and fucking kicking and going. Do you want to know why I go to bed early? Do you want to know why I go to the gym early? Do you want to know why I'm caffeinated? Do you want to know why things are overstimulating apart from going to a concert? It's because of the way we lived our life. When we hit the ripe old age of 15, we were drinking in the park and we were on it.
Mm-hmm.
When we hit the ripe old age of 18, we were in the club non-stop getting low to flow rider. And do you know what, bitch? No fucking regrets. Do you know why we're like this? It's because we are ran through. You could never be ran through, Gen Z. You don't even know the meaning of the word ran through. You would be sitting there fucking crying about it.
I like Gen Z.
No, I love Gen Z.
I love it.
Gen Z of the future. I live for them.
I like their content as well.
Yeah.
I think they're a fun, kooky bunch.
They're fun.
But I don't interact with them too much because I don't want them to be like, oh my god, older cringe person.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Do you want to ask my following?
Whereas growing up, we were living for the older people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We were like, oh my god, yeah, we want to hang out with the elders.
Oh yeah. Do you know we used to hit the clubs and there's no evidence of us being in that club.
No.
We had we had a lack of self-control, morals, inhibitions.
Where were you going to carry your digital camera? Remember taking the digital camera on a night out?
Oh my god, and the photos you get the next morning.
Yeah.
When you printed it or whatever, it's like, who's this?
Or downloaded them off the SD card. Yeah.
Who's this
and
head?
before that, I remember before digital cameras were even a thing, we'd have to have we'd have to develop the pictures, and you'd get them in 6 weeks or 4 weeks or something.
I used to think I was so fierce when I used to take a digital camera to Leeds Fest because you take a brick phone, and you take a digital camera. I'm like, let's quickly just do the pictures, and then you just so excited to see what's going to turn out, and it's just a bunch of darkness, lights, and blur.
Yeah, so many pictures
But the memories
they were
are
great.
Fucking literally amazing. We don't care,
I don't understand the whole thing of we're going to hang around for a dance challenge and make a video and post it on social media. That baffles me.
Yeah.
It genuinely does. It's like we got together for the purpose of making a video to dance in public and post it on social media in hopes that it gets 20 likes.
And then say goodbye to each other.
Yeah, I'm like I remember the streets were flooding in LA over Christmas, and there was just so much water because they divert the water where we live. And I remember this girl, she had her grey hoodie up and she put her camera on a window ledge and did this slow, sad dance and then picked her phone and looked sheepishly at me and walked off. And I was like, what is that? I was like, what was that?
There are floods behind you.
I was like, Diane, what was that? Hello?
At least give us a show.
What do you think you just did there? And I wouldn't be surprised if she has 3 million followers or something. I'm like, what was that about? What was okay, so I understand the concept of a club because it's very you have a social hierarchy that 99.9% of the people in the club do not buy. It doesn't matter who you are. And I've danced with straight people. I've danced with skinheads or whatever. Everybody was equal on the dance floor. And I didn't realize that until I've grown older. Is it was a way to kind of spiritually connect with each other, and you just have the time of your life, and you're bumping into each other, and it didn't matter. And dancing has been a culturally significant thing for millennia, and now that doesn't happen anymore. I'm sure it is having a revival or whatever. We certainly don't do that anymore, but I like you, I cherish those memories. But then now it doesn't happen together, or at least the purpose is to perform for people who you don't know.
It's so interesting you say that. Because
Whereas we used to dance like knobheads.
like
we
used to dance like nobody's watching.
Bad.
Like
dance
nobody's
like
watching.
nobody watching. But that was the thing that you were supposed to do. Dance like nobody's watching.
You know, you are in the smoking area. I'm not even smoking. I'm talking to the girls.
Oh, I love being in the smoking area.
And then like the bop at the moment comes on.
Yeah.
And then Britney Spears drops or something.
Yeah.
And then Flow Rider Low, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
You know, the absolute...
Put the microphone closer to your mouth.
Okay. The absolute bop drops.
Yeah.
And then we go running to the floor and lose our fucking mind. And then we hope the DJ plays another good song.
Yeah.
They do, and you're sweating, you're dripping, you don't give a shit. You don't care how you look. You know, you'd go to a club, you'd kiss 20, 30 people.
Yeah.
You'd suck dick. You'd get caught in the bathroom, you'd get kicked out, you'd go back in and finish the job.
Yeah.
You'd go home, someone would fuck someone,
Yeah.
something would happen, everyone have a good time, you have some doner meat.
Yeah, I remember going to GAY in London and they said, have you been drinking? And I went, no. And then they wouldn't let me in. And I was like, I'm sorry, I lied. I was drinking. And they went, yeah, because, you know, if you haven't been drinking, what else have you been doing? And I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. No, I don't do K. Please let me in. Only to go inside and who's performing? Was it Vanessa Hudgens? Or what's her name? She has a talk show now.
Kelly Clarkson. No,
I don't know who. I don't even know. Is that a real person? Yeah, I don't know.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh, is she the one who was COVID? Was she the one who was like, COVID's bad, I get it, but people are going to die anyway. I think it was Vanessa Hudgens. Anyway, no, it was Kelly Clarkson. And I was like, this is so magical. This is so incredible. The Kelly Clarkson is just singing in GAY.
I just remember being around through and just continuing the party. And like I said, zero regrets. So I'm like, you can judge us all. You're like, you know, oh my God, I've had a Gen Z say to me through Instagram, like,
oh yeah, internet hates you. Yeah. Everybody hates you on the internet. What did somebody say the other day? They said, love you, not your ugly husband.
Love Bushra, not your ugly husband.
But now I'm thinking whether they were being sarcastic because you're gorgeous.
Oh, I don't know.
But
they might perceive me as ugly, and that's fine.
But like,
that's their perception.
But you're the more good-looking one out of us two. That's what's funny. That's what's funny. Oh no, it's fine. Like, I'm fine being ugly now.
They're like, no, they might see me as ugly, and that's okay.
I have retired from the beauty world,
from the biz. Don't do it. But
retired from biz.
Yeah, when I was asking Gen Z's what their view on millennials are, and someone like the girl, they were giving me essays, right? And they were like, yeah, we just, millennials gave us really good pop stars. I'm like, yeah, we did. But like millennials are like the most cringe generation. They refuse. Millennials are the most cringe generation. They refuse to grow up. They act like kids. They think it's playtime, and they're just out here having fun.
You say that.
That's what
whilst
no.
Hello Kitty.
No, let me finish.
And you're wearing a crop top and short shorts with tattoos.
And guess what, bitch?
Grow up.
I hard agree. You're completely right. But guess what? My ducks in a row. My bills are paid. So I'm gonna feed my inner child, and I'm gonna have a ball.
Yeah, but
you find it cringe. You find us.
Yeah, with your perm.
Was it? Why do you keep saying that? It's natural. It's real.
Everybody knows you've got a perm.
No, it's not. Don't do it. I don't like the podcast anymore. I hate it when you do this fucking shit. I fucking hate it when you do this shit. I mean, I'm just gonna drop a big lie in to piss him off. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna cut all my hair off and see how you like it.
No, don't.
This is natural, but it's so hard to grow it and
I've helped.
Get the right conditioning. And so, no, you haven't. You haven't helped fuck all.
Who burped you and fed you this morning?
What?
Thank
you. You haven't helped at all. You told me my hair's horrible.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not your...
Oh, it's not nice being lied to and lied about, is it?
No, but I know you're lying.
It's not nice. You're lying too.
Exactly.
So it's not funny. It's not funny.
Okay.
No one's laughing.
Well, why are you grinning then?
I'm not grinning. Ain't nobody laughing.
I'm laughing.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Anyway, go on. What are you saying?
No, I'm not happy anymore.
Okay, I'm sorry. So
that was really mean. Why do you do these mean lie things?
Is this millennials not being grown up?
No, shut the fuck up. Why do you?
I'm not your friend anymore.
Let's lie. Why do you lie for?
It's a joke.
It's not funny.
Okay, you do not.
I'm all about authenticity.
You have natural curly hair.
Thank you, which I've worked so hard on.
That you've worked really hard on. You grew that.
Thank you. I did that. So yeah, this Gen Z little.
I'm having a fun time
this little
recording our
fucking.
podcast today.
Shut the fuck up.
Usually I don't.
This little Gen Z cretin was like, you millennials refuse to grow up. You're childish. You're stupid. You gave us good pop stars. You know, you need to stop acting like the world's a playground, and you need to like be an adult. I'm like, honey, get older in your 30s, and then eventually your 40s and 50s and 60s, and what you'll learn is this whole adulting thing, we're all making it up. It's all pretend. We're all making it up. And you were also on a flying rock, and you were also gonna die. So why not have some motherfucking fun and chill the fuck out? Instead of hating on me for being a millennial that's having fun out here and being childish, there's no rules. There's no rules that you need to leave social media by this age. You need to do this by... But also, we birthed social media. Oh my God. Gen Z. Miss Gen Z over there. You want to tell me how to use social media? Were you on MySpace when we had to code our page to make it perfectly aligned for how we wanted? I learned how to code. Me.
No way.
I was sitting there learning how to fucking code.
insane.
So I could get the Ask Me Anything box right, the blog thing right, the colors right, the scheme, the font. You didn't pick font. We had to code the font. Everything had to be right. But you want to tell me how to use social media? I do not think on this day you will fucking tell me how to use social media when I birthed it. Me and Tom at MySpace birthed it. And I had Bebo before that.
Did you?
Yeah, I had Bebo. I was a Bebo girly. Oh my God, it was so run through.
Was
but
it?
I had Bebo before that.
You know,
But
so
it's
many
like,
of these
girl,
companies
no,
still
stop
exist. So many of these companies still exist in some shape or form.
Really?
Like Napster
No.
still exists.
Oh my God, remember what
I think you can still buy a Zune.
what other social media things that there used to be?
LimeWire.
Oh, right.
MSN.
MSN Messenger.
MSN
Oh
Messenger.
my God, there was a point in MSN Messenger where, like, do you know how you can make the I don't know if you you had it because they're like, you know, very strict.
I had it so I could talk to my cousins in Pakistan. So just send my uncle, hello, how are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Good, thank
I
you.
had it so pedophiles could stalk me and add me.
What, was it intentional?
And I was like,
my
"Ooh."
God.
I was like, hot older guys.
Oh my God.
It's so bad though when you're young.
Yeah,
You
it
get me-
is.
Let's not talk about that. But like,
I know, right? No regret.
right, there was one
No,
guy.
well,
No,
I was older.
I was literally 14 or 15.
Oh my
I got
gosh.
webcam because all my friends had a webcam. We would cam each other. Mine was a shitty webcam ran through from Argos.
Yeah.
So I had a webcam, and then like people would add you on MSN, and this older guy added me, right? And he was like, "Yeah, just get a train down here, and I'll meet you in the forest."
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like 14 years.
No,
I
that's
didn't.
crazy.
I didn't. I was
Yeah.
14 years old. Because at first you're a kid. You human it. See, even now when I'm talking, I'm trying to blame myself.
Rationalize it, yeah.
You're like, no, you're stupid. Why did you do that as a 14-year-old?
No.
It's not me. I was vulnerable
You
as
was
a
a child.
14-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, I was a late bloomer. I was 19, so obviously, aside from the horrible stuff that happened to me in my childhood, like my that element, I was fine with. But having said that, 19-year-old getting with like 36, 37-year-olds or whatever.
That's your age now.
Now, when I look back at it, I'm like, would it have been so bad if like I was able to be 19 and go out with somebody who's also 19? That, and actually, I'm quite glad that like we're of similar age
Yeah.
because I was like, finally, something. I mean, there's nothing wrong in intergenerational couples or whatever. It works for some people, whatever. But like when you're at that sort of young formative
Fresh
age,
out of school.
yeah. But at the same time, like illegal grooming aside, I'm just talking about consenting adults. In some ways, like, what else was I supposed to do? Because you need guidance and you need mentorship, and it wasn't coming from my parents in that way because they condemned homosexuality. So it's like, well, what am I going to do? Of course, I'm going to be 22 years old living in a 38-year-old married man's house so he can teach me ways of the world and help me build my career.
That's so true.
Because that's what I did.
But that's the thing.
And I had a sugar daddy.
There you go.
That I don't talk about.
Did you?
No, yeah. Technically, yeah.
You said you never had a sugar daddy. But
doesn't
in
that-
that way, technically,
yeah.
without calling it one.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like...
Eventually he made me
like-
pay rent, but it wasn't that much.
But it's such a shame. It's like, we joke about these things. Like, yeah, I was on Grindr meeting people that didn't have a picture and meeting up in the most, precarious places, horrible places, random houses, could have died, should have died. And I was doing all this risky shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just to get off because Like, who else was I meant to go to? Who was I supposed to talk about this, about being gay, about these feelings? Especially when you come from a homophobic town and it's a religious place and there's nothing you can do, literally, apart from meet with these people. And most of them, they end up being older guys who are taking advantage of that, the situation that you are in.
Yeah.
They're fully aware of the situation you are in.
But do you think things are changing now?
I would like to think so.
Yeah,
I can't really comment because I don't know.
Yeah, but you do see a lot more like younger gay couples.
Well, when you see a show like Heartstopper happening, then it's changing. When I was in teaching,
and art imitates life.
Yeah, and when I was in teaching, I was like, oh, there's boyfriends in the school.
Yeah,
that's so nice. I'm like, oh, kids being boyfriends, it's so nice.
Yeah,
so I'm like, things are changing.
Gen Z don't have the stomach to live the lives we have.
Thank you. Now think about the shit that you would do.
Girl, I've done so many wild things. Like I remember my ex. Like I met him at a straight club and I was dancing on the podium of a pole, and then like we like not fully hooked up, but we hooked up whilst walking the streets of Budapest at night, and we were making out in like the their equivalent of like the far right party headquarters. And then he was like, oh, come, I want to take you to this tunnel. And I was like, I need to see your ID right now. And then we sat on the top of the tunnel and just looked at the city. And I was like, I'm like 1,000 miles away from any family member right now, and nobody in the world knows where I am. Because like even like mobile phones smartphones were just about becoming a thing. And like that, like I couldn't imagine doing that now. If I had a child, I'm like, are you kidding me? You bring him home and there's prep in the kitchen cupboard.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like it's a completely different world now.
It is.
But yeah, it
is. But like you think about those encounters. And
I think that's one of the reasons why we are perceived as not being very grown up as well, is because we were robbed of, especially the gays, we were kind of robbed of our childhood and our formative years, and so we have that Peter Pan syndrome, which is not necessarily a good thing. And I've definitely worked on making, and I actually, when I look at my life, I think I have matured, which is great. But I think that's another reason why, is because we end up living cringy because we're acting like as if we're in our 20s, and it's because we never really had our 20s. Like I was kicked out when I was 26. I was robbed of a huge portion, and I moved back when I was 25. So I was robbed of a huge part of my 20s and early 30s. And it's been 10 years since I've been, 11 years, but I only feel like I've come out of the cloud now, whereby like it, and even still there are moments and whatever, but like I'm like, oh, okay, so the last 10 years were a bit of a headache. I'm only just coming out of the cloud of it.
And then there's parts of you that's like, you are a, millennial on paper with like the more chill and it's ran through, but there's the other part that's like we're like trying to grapple hold of all this childhood teenage stuff. The thing is, you're completely right. We weren't living as like openly out teenagers.
No,
we didn't have that experience.
No, we didn't have that experience.
So like that's why so many adults my age above are watching Heartstopper.
Yeah.
The reason why, and people would say like, why are you not watching it? As millennials and Gen X, and I'm like, we're watching it because we need to feel this.
Yeah,
I need to see like these young kids. Oh, it's making me emotional. These young kids experience love. These young gay kids experience love because we didn't have the opportunity. We did not have the opportunity to have a boyfriend in school.
Nope.
That's not an opportunity. And even with us, without intersectionality, I hear so many stories. Not everyone's story is the same. If anyone comes for me, I hear so many stories of like white gay people. It's like, I got bullied and homophobia in school, and I told my parents, and they took me out and moved to this different school. My parents supported me. My mum supported me. My sister supported me. Right. Racism aside, we would get called homophobic slurs. We can't go home and say anything.
Nope.
How can we go home? Because then we outed ourselves, then we're kicked out.
Yeah.
Then we're fucked.
Yeah.
So beaten up. God knows
she's
what.
making me emotional.
And it's
so
like,
true.
You think you're calling me a faggot at school? I can't go home and say something. What am I supposed to say? Out myself like that? Like, you can't do anything.
No,
so you've got
like
to understand.
if you have a, sorry to interject,
go on.
but like with my first serious boyfriend, my second serious boyfriend, and he was my first boyfriend in the UK. He was pretty much a grifter, and it when somebody uses financial control and mixes it with love, it's very difficult to admit to yourself that he was a grifter. Do you know what I mean? And Nobody was there to advise me. He knew where I lived. He used to pick me up from my parents' house. And, you know, if we had, like, you know, when he would... And I remember we were watching this program about grifters, and he would do the exact same thing. He'd, like, neglect to speak to me for, like, weeks on end. And, like, he'd, like, emotionally punish me that way because they need to assert their dominance and control over you. I didn't have anyone to talk to. I had a few friends, but he didn't want to meet them. But like, if I had parents who are like, who is the boyfriend? Bring him over. We want to meet him. How is it going? Like, I had a glimmer of that with my brother-in-law for a very brief period, and it was such an exhale. He was like, yeah, I want to meet your boyfriend. But he was the only one who ever said it. And it never happened. And, you know, I tend to find a lot of the time with South Asians, it's a bit of an elastic band. It's like, yes, everyone's welcome. Let's do this, blah, blah, blah. And then they go back to their reality, which is the confines of religion and ethnic beliefs or whatever. And, you know, shouldn't somebody have been there? Shouldn't somebody have intervened? What if my behavior was different? Well, shouldn't have somebody have said, what's going on? How come you don't ever have money? Why are you struggling? Who is this man? What is... Do you know what I mean? There's and so many other signs and stuff as well. There wasn't anyone. And also, what's even harder than that is you never have anyone to express while you have the spring in your step. You never have anyone to express, to say, you know, and this is why chosen family is so important, to be like, do you know what, girl? I got dick down last night. Yeah. Or I think I'm in love.
I've met someone amazing.
I've met someone. I went on the best date. I went on the worst date. Do you know what I mean? I was robbed of that as a growing up in my formative years. So you're damn right I'm going to have a podcast with my husband and talk to the world about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And honestly, like, I don't give a shit who hates me or who doesn't hate me. I've heard it all before anyway. But, like, I'd like to think that me being open and honest in the world has made a small difference in somebody else's life. And that's not for egotistical reasons. It's just to serve a purpose that's greater and believe that things do eventually get better, because 15 years ago this conversation wouldn't have happened.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
You know, it's all about showing, for me, it's definitely about showing a younger version of myself that there's a different way to live your life. Yeah. You know, there's that way that you're being told, there's another way. Yeah. You know, there's other ways, and like we have to move that needle forward, you know? And like, yeah, we were robbed of so much, but like we are now reclaiming it in a way and living the life that we want to live, to like absolutely reclaim it. You know?
And the other thing is, slightly outside of this is, and my dad used to say it to me, and I don't know why he said it to me. It was almost like a voice that spoke through him. He said, never let anybody kill your inner child. He used to always say that. And he always had a childish mischief about him. Childlike, not childish. And he always used to say, and, you know, I used to be like, you know, get serious or whatever, or like, you know, especially my mom used to say stuff. And he was like, Amir, never let anyone kill your inner child. And I didn't know what it meant at the time, but I know what it means now. So some of it is not millennial cringe. Some of it is just that. It's not letting anybody kill our inner child. It's having that wonder about that world. And it's not trying to grow up or accomplish everything, because actually you stem your own growth and you don't know everything. You know, you don't know what you don't know. So, well, you can, but like there are people out there who will be like, well, I know everything and everything's absolutely fine and I'm an adult and I'm fully grown. And we've met some people from the younger generation who are like that, and it's like, yeah, and I literally never go out. And I'm like, well, first of all, that's a contradiction. Secondly, you will cheat on your boyfriend. And thirdly, you know, it's fine to be stumbling out of a club every now and then. It's fine.
Go get young. This is your time.
It's life experiences, and they toughen you up and they make you learn, and you know what you like and you know what you don't like. And I'm not gonna lose. And now obviously I'm becoming more settled, so I know what works for me a lot more than I did in my 20s. But I'm not gonna lose that childlike wonder about myself, and I'm happy to learn. Especially as an artist, I think as an artist it's very important to be an observer and to experience, because that is what shapes your creativity and your point of view. If you're just pounding the pavement on West Hollywood, then Diva, that's all what you're going to talk about. And that's what we're seeing with a lot of drag queen podcasts.
Oh my God,
it's just the same guests, the same 4 guests. Please welcome Kelly Jane Madison Dupree the Third. She's doing this podcast, now she's doing that podcast, and then she's doing this one, and then we're going to see her next year. It's just the same.
Saying the same shit every time.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Let me tell you what RuPaul's really like. And this is what production did. And they didn't even tell you. And they edited this out. I don't give a fuck.
Mama, you were on the show 10 years ago.
What I see on the show, and then that's it.
That's it. Period.
What else? Tell me what you had for breakfast. How was your second hip replacement? I want to know about that.
How did we get here, babe?
Because I'm what? Better!
How did we get here?
Better!
All this conversation about race led to this.
Yeah.
No, I really like what you said. Like, this whole Millennial Gen Z thing, we need to all get along and hold hands and they need to be nicer to us.
And we need to be nicer to them.
I love Gen Z.
No, you hated them.
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted to start beef.
We should. Okay, can we talk about how we never have guests on this podcast? And we've actually had a few people who'd like to be guests on this podcast. Because of our setup, because it's very at home, I'm a bit embarrassed. So I'm like, I don't want more people to see this. However, there's many podcasts who are like this. Oh my God, have you seen that clip on TikTok of these Desi guys from Birmingham, two South Asians who have a podcast, and it's going viral because of how bad it is. But all the clips I've seen, they literally just review food and takeaways. And it's like, yeah, like proper fries, like chips that are proper good. And he goes, the other one goes, recently I've been on MASH. He goes, oh, mash, yeah. And people are like, why is he talking about mashed potatoes like as if it's drugs? And they're like, Ibzi, they do great food, that proper nice food. And that's all what they talk about. Not only that, they have recorded using a camera, but they have put the footage that they have recorded through the camera, so the sound sounds like as if it's been recorded on a phone, an iPhone, but they've got proper podcast microphones. They have not mixed the audio from the microphones with the video of the iPhone. They have just got podcast microphones connected, but the audio is running through the camera.
I stan. But they're the kind of people that be homophobic to us, right?
No, not with that. No, and then there's this other thing is of like UFC style fighting that happens in Bradford, and they get these kids to square up. It's borderline illegal. I'm telling you.
Oh, I've seen it. And the guy the guy that does it is like making them take their tops off.
Yeah,
and yeah, he's gay.
And he's like riling them up, and he's almost bullying them.
Yeah, but
it's really weird.
Yeah,
it's like yeah, I'm gonna bang you out, and I'm gonna take your girl. And he's like, oh, what are you talking about? You don't even have a girl. And I'm like, you're supposed to be a referee. Shut up.
No, but the guy.
Why are you riling them to?
The guy that gets them is like touching their bodies.
Is he?
And like ripping their shirts off.
Oh,
and
I've not
stuff.
seen that.
And I'm like, so you're gay?
I think you've been watching different videos to
and I'm like, this is like paedophilia.
It's not paedophilia, the legal age.
Okay, whatever.
But it's exploitative.
This is exploiting.
I don't know what stuff you're watching.
It's exploitative. But do you know what?
It's weird.
Gay? Anyway, girl, let's just call it what the fuck it is. Side note, most of these Pakistani men are gay. Most of these Pakistani men in Bradford, in Birmingham, are gay. I don't give a shit what you say. Keighley, Bradford, Birmingham.
Well,
what other places are there? Oldham. No, name some other ones.
Oldham, Rochdale.
All of you
Bradford.
Are gay. And you hate us because we are free. We are living our true authentic selves. We are living our lives. And you are gay. How do I know? Because I was with half of you back in the day.
Apparently
that's how I know.
Now it's backed by research. I think okay, I don't think all of them are. I think sometimes they become nervous and apprehensive of something that they don't know, and then that whole narrative that if you're homophobic you're gay makes them even more anxious. So I think there is a subset of that. But recently I came across a study that says that people who are overtly homophobic tend to be gay themselves.
Pakistani men have the gay gene. Pakistani men, we all have the gene. Especially if you share a name with us.
Yeah, if you're called Amir, you're gay.
Yeah, you are.
If you're called Amir, you're gay.
Oh, I mean, that's a given.
That's not me,
gay.
That's science.
That is literally science.
That's God.
Amir equals gay.
That's God. God has made you gay. If your name is Aamir, Amir,
however you want to pronounce it, you're gay.
You are gay, and if you are not acting gay, you need to start sucking dick.
You do,
because you're gay.
You do.
Amir,
you're gay.
Amir, you're gay.
You're gay.
Welcome.
Welcome
gay.
to the club.
See you at Pride, Amir.
Yes,
leave the wife, leave the kids, you're gay. You're a granddad, it's fine, you're gay.
And if you are Pakistani and you live in Bradford, and surrounding areas and Birmingham and other such places, you are gay. You are gay. Stop marrying women. Stop pretending. Move far away.
No, marry
live
women.
your life.
Marry women, but tell them that you're
Tell
gay.
them, tell them.
I think a lot of them will be like, fine, I don't give a shit
Tell
about you anyway.
them that you're gay.
Yeah.
Because you're gay.
Because you're gay.
I mean, Pakistan's gay. Isn't Pakistan really gay?
Pakistan consumes the highest amount of gay porn, and at one point it had the highest percentage of bisexuals, and now I think like in these countries they have like hetero flexibility as well. Like they are so, I think also like they're so sexually deprived that they just want to bang. Like, because like women have to be hidden and they have to be kept away and modest, and we're only allowed to do things when we're married. I think they are so horned up that they are like, just give me a hole and I will take it.
These ran through. I'm speaking from Pakistani, where Pakistani men are so gay. I mean, like when I was younger, like I would when I was younger, 18, 19, 17, I would hook up with so many Pakistani men in Keighley, in Bradford. Some were drug dealers, some were gangsters. I would hook up with them. They'd pull up in their hired Ferrari and we'd go for a nice drive and a nice time. And I remember one time, one was so shocked that like I was like, I'm not Muslim, and they couldn't believe that I wasn't going to marry a girl because that's the plan. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Oh yeah, it's just lust, bro. It's not love. It's just, and I've just got this problem.
No, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's just lust, it's not love. These gay Pakistani men are the same as the straight Pakistani men. They weigh and they speed that they fall in love with you. It's chaotic,
I can't
it's scary.
stop thinking about, you better not be talking to another guy. Yeah, it's just lust, bro. He has a diamond bracelet.
Literally. It's like, we have messaged once and you are falling in love with me. From the guy in Keighley. Right?
Who?
Oh, I don't remember. Whatever. Okay.
No. Oh yeah, rhymes with more cut.
Right, him. Never met this guy in my life. Right? He messaged me on Grindr, and it was like he didn't have a display picture, whatever.
Wasn't he my neighbour?
I don't know. Maybe he messaged me on Grindr. Never met him, and I was like. He was like, yeah, let's meet up. And I was like, I hadn't even seen a picture. But I was in my risk era. So I was like, yeah, when I come off the train back in Keighley at this time, you know, and he was like, I'm in Answer right now. I was like, I'll come over. I'll get to see who you are. Never did. He said, I can see you and stuff. Right?
Yeah, it's weird.
And then cut to next minute, don't ask me how, he's got my number. Right? I'm in my home and he's ringing me and he's like, I'm going to kill myself. I'm so in love with you, and you keep rejecting me. Now you blocked me off Grindr, and I'm gonna kill myself right now. I'm gonna do it, and da da da. A normal person would probably be like, let's calm down. Well, no, let me finish, please. A normal person would be like, let's calm down, let's do it. Go on. You know me. What would I say?
No, we do not encourage it.
Those who are
suffering, there's a helpline.
I say, I don't know you. I never met you. You're a stalker. Go and get help. If it's this is nothing to do with me, basically. I didn't say, but I'm joking. I said, this is not... I said, it's nothing to do with me. Block. Block. Then, motherfucker was following me.
Yeah, it's weird.
And it was around the train station, doing in Keighley, where Ben's round. And I was like, I'm going to dodge him down there. And, and he was like, I'm just so in love with you.
You know,
then I got our old friend... involved, and he sorted it out.
They are so sexually suppressed that it just comes out in weird ways. I think it's the other thing of like, if you were allowed to explore healthy relationships, if you were allowed to explore homosexuality in a healthy way, you wouldn't be like that. And now that like, I've got a lot of the dick out of my system, like if I see a shirtless guy, I don't think anything of it.
But before,
if I see like two guys holding hands or kissing, it's fine. Whereas before, I'd be like, oh my god, what's happening? And it's because I was just so bunged up until I was 19.
No, that's so
true.
It's
so true. Like if you just allow yourself to experience, and if you allow yourself to experience heartache and the good, the bad, and the ugly, then life becomes better. Rather than I've met these guys who are like, oh yeah, I had a secret relationship, I had a wife and I hate her, she's a bitch. No, she's not a bitch. You're just gay, and you keep giving her UTIs because you're fucking your man up the arse and then having occasional sex with her, and that's causing a problem. And then you're having a secret boyfriend for 4 years, and then you broke up, and it was the biggest heartbreak of your life. No, that's not a real relationship if you're having to hide it from your wife. What are you doing, Mary?
And this, right? People do not believe.
And they've become my friends in the past, and not anymore. I have a strict rule of not making closeted friends who have wives and stuff. But it's like, I don't. He's like,
my rule is I don't make friends with closeted people who have wives.
He's like, oh, do you want to talk to the kids? No, they already have a mother. I don't want to know them. Oh yeah, you'll get to see the kids. No, sorry, I don't care for your. That's your secret life. Your wife is your secret. I'm not the secret over here. What are we doing?
I remember when we first talked about it, right? And people in like...
but there's a whole network.
No, there is.
You know how there's like more cross-dressing drag queens than career drag queens? I think there's more closeted gays than there are out loud and proud gays. Way more. Way more. And they are the ones who vote the way they vote, who are like, why do gays have to be in our face? Bitch, you sucking dick. You are getting through it. You are going to the sales conference voluntarily on a weekend because you're going to hook up with
face
Gavin.
Down, ass up.
Yeah. So check on your Pakistani man because if he's Pakistani,
he's gay.
He is not just playing with the fanny.
He's playing with
Pakistani, not just for the fanny.
Period. And on that note,
we love you, but you don't love me. Goodbye. I wish somebody would play with my fanny. Are you Pakistani?
Maybe.
Are you gay?
Maybe.
And is your name Amir?
Yeah.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.